What you just saw was a federal immigration agent pushing an unidentified protester into oncoming traffic after appearing to block their vehicle. On the heels of an explosive week for ICE, their aggressive tactics only seem to be escalating. Last week, tensions between ICE and protesters erupted when a woman in Minneapolis was shot and killed by an ICE agent. The incident has gained national attention, with DHS officials claiming the shooting was done in self-defense. But despite the nationwide scrutiny, ICE doesn't appear to be slowing down, raising questions by some police use of force experts whether the tactics of agents in handling both suspects and activists are inflaming an already volatile situation.
We're sending more officers today and tomorrow. If they conduct violent activities against law enforcement, if they impede our operations, that's a crime, and we will hold them accountable to those consequences.
In the last few days, social media has been flooded with an onslaught of videos showcasing the rising tensions between ICE and protesters in Minneapolis. The killing of Renee Good wasn't the start of these aggressive tactics. It was more of a tipping point. We've compiled some recent instances of ICE's controversial tactics from the past few months. In August of 2025, Oregon state officials released a video of 2 federal officers slamming a protester to the ground outside an ICE facility. DHS says it was a targeted arrest of a dangerous rioter who had previously assaulted law enforcement. In September, officers shot pepper balls from the rooftop of an ICE facility down at a protest in Illinois, hitting a pastor. DHS released a statement saying that the agitators ignored verbal warnings and were impeding operations by blocking an ICE vehicle from leaving the facility, a claim the pastor has denied. About a month later, an officer repeatedly strikes a person in the head during an arrest. DHS said a hostile crowd surrounded agents, verbally abusing them and spitting on them. Pepper spray was deployed to deter the agitator and disperse the crowd. It is a crime to interfere with the actions of immigration agents, and efforts to block their work have been documented on video. But police experts say that when possible, de-escalation is always preferred.
Making an arrest in a large crowd can sometimes be problematic, as opposed to identifying that person and maybe making an arrest later on when you're not enraging the rest of the crowd, but doing it in the most humane way.
Experts say ICE could learn a lesson from the evolution of tactics and training in American policing when dealing with the public.
When emotions are high, rational thinking is low. And so sometimes you have to really slow things down, take a step back, communicate.
Minnesota remains a proverbial powder keg, with community tensions high and a renewed effort by the federal government to surge even more immigration agents to the state.